It has been a really long time since I have sat down to film like this. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be doing my October TBR. Before we get into anything bookish, however, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments what was the last book that you recommended to a friend. So, as I mentioned, we are going to be doing my October TBR. I am so excited. October is my favorite month of the year. Finally getting into spooky season. Also, it's my birthday month. And this time around, I thought it would be a ton of fun to have my best friends pick my TBR for me this month. Unfortunately, they are not here anymore. They visited in September. Whenever they were here, I forced them to film this with me.
I was really mad that there were no sex scenes that we got to do. It was 7 hours before we hit a sex scene, and I was like, that's too long for a 9-hour book.
Wait, were y'all listening at 1x speed?
No.
Oh, it still took 7 hours?
No.
Because
You're supposed to be like emotional and about feelings and blah, blah, blah.
That is not why I read smut.
Exactly! Molly, as a lesbian, was really disappointed that she didn't get to see the straight bullshit during the sex scene.
Okay, so rather than doing the traditional testing out a TBR, this month, since my friends are visiting, I thought it would be fun to have them pick a book from my TBR, or 3 books. Each of them gets to pick 3 books from my TBR for me to read. I guess I should also have you guys like introduce yourselves, so.
My name is Allie, my favorite color is green, and I like to read romance and sci-fi.
What are you currently reading?
3 things according to Goodreads. I'm currently reading, I guess, Undercover Bromance by 𝗖cienih𝘁𝘁𝗰𝘁.
I'm Kat. My favorite color is red, and fun fact, I hate the colors red and green together. They're the worst color combination. Yeah, it sucks. I hate red and green together.
Anyway, what are you reading right now?
House of the Cerulean Sea, again.
These are my shelves. If you're new here, this entire bottom shelf down here that you can't quite see, but I'll try and adjust the camera angle, is all unread. Crazy people are going to pick 3 books, and I'm just gonna let them go at it. Most of these books they don't even know, so this will be interesting. And they go.
Alright, well I know that
Start choosing.
That I want to do Gideon the Ninth.
Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. Very shiny. So gonna be reading this. This is sci-fi, lesbian, necromancers in space. That is all I've been told about this. That's all I want to know. Our mutual friend Molly freaking loves this series and will probably be very happy that I'm finally reading it. Book 1 down. At least for Allie. Oh, okay, cool. Kat's first book is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and this works out really well because this is the last book I can read on my 10 books for 2022. About a woman who goes into this magical library and sees all the different paths her life could have taken. So each of you got 1 book.
Well, it says unofficial.
We don't talk about Bruno, no. The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. This works out really well because this is on my 5-star predictions, and I have only read 1 book on that so far when this is being filmed. World which involves superheroes and a dude who writes fan fiction about them and is in love with one of them. Also recently discovered that this is a reversible dust jacket.
Oh,
right?
That's fun.
So Catherine has 2 books down. Allie has 1. Don't knock over.
That's how you play Jenga.
I'm really bad at Jenga.
Clearly. I've like heard about this and I haven't read it, but I really want to know if it's good or not.
Catherine bought that for me.
You did? When?
My birthday.
Yeah, I want to know if this is good or not.
Okay, so None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. This is like young adult Silence of the Lambs. Works out really well because this was actually on my fall TBR that I wanted to try and read. So bam.
A bookmark.
A bookmark. It's my note. I need that this weekend. I lost mine.
Kat, there's more down here, by the way.
Oh, a rock. I've got questions already.
I kind of know what this is about.
I want you to read it and tell me.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. It starts with, in the ashes of a dying world, Red finds a letter marked, burn before reading. Why didn't you burn it yourself, Blue?
Because clearly they need other people to know.
Do it before reading it. They're not gonna know.
I don't know.
It makes no sense. So read it and let me know what's going on.
Will do. Okay, so this is How You Lose the Time War by Amel El Mottar and Max Gladstone. Sci-fi, I believe it's these 2 female agents who work for different sides of this like time war that's taking place, and they start to tease each other utilizing these funky mediums as letters, and then during all the letters start to fall in love. I'm pretty sure. Catherine's last book. Okay, Allie. 1 more.
I think I'm gonna do Darling Girls because I'm curious. I love a good Peter Pan retelling, but this one didn't sound good enough for me to get it from Book of the Month, so let me know if I missed an opportunity there.
That's what they're using me for. They are making me read the books that they don't want to read, but they want to know about. Okay, so Darling Girl by Liz Michalski. This is a Peter Pan retelling, I believe, following Wendy's daughter, who also has kids of her own, and then one of her kids is like in a ICU, and one day the kid disappears, and she knows it was Peter Pan who kidnapped her child, so she has to go try and find him with the help of a Hook character.
So Peter Pan is evil in this and Hook is helpful?
I think so.
I could get behind that.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if there's romance in it though.
I'm gonna take a picture of all of these and
maybe
read them myself.
This is my October TBR that I need to try and read, which is not including any books for videos, which I'm just not going to talk about because I didn't plan ahead for that. Woo! Woo! So apart from those, I also have a few book club reads that I'm going to be reading. First off, I'm going to be continuing Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron for the Pages in Color book club. This book club picks a book for a quarter, so I actually segmented this out from when I started it in September, and I just am going to keep on trucking my way through it. This is a YA fantasy following a young girl who is the great priestess's daughter in her kingdom. A lot of people have magic. She comes from two families that are filled with magic, but unfortunately for her, she does not actually have any. However, when she finds out that her priestess mother is actually incredibly power hungry and starting to do some not great things, she ends up taking it upon herself to sort of find her own magic. Thus far, I have been really enjoying this one, so I'm excited to continue on with it. After that is the book club I actually do with Allie, Kat, and a few more of our friends, and this month it was Allie's pick. She went with 5 Total Strangers by, oh shoot, I don't know who it's by. Natalie Richards. This is a YA mystery, and I think it's like in an isolated setting. I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of kids in a car and somebody gets shot at or something, and they're trying to figure out who this person was shooting at. I think this is the same book. I've heard decent things about it. Hopefully I can get the audiobook and crank through it pretty quickly. Apart from book clubs, I'm also going to be partaking in a few readathons this month. So first is Arctober, which is running all month, and this is really easy. It's just encouraging you to read the arcs you've received. For right now, I only really have one arc that's going to work for this, just because every other arc I have planned like arc reading vlogs for in the future, seeing as how most of those don't come out for a good few more months. I was lucky enough to receive a ARC copy of Ocean's Echo by Everina Maxwell from NetGalley, and y'all, I'm so excited. This is the same author who wrote Winter's Orbit, and this book is actually following a different couple set in the same universe. Honestly, I don't want to know anything else about it. I loved Winter's Orbit so much, and I'm really excited to get more of Everina Maxwell's work. I really enjoyed the romance set in a sci-fi story alongside a mystery that was taking place, and I really hope this kind of has that same amalgamation of genres together again. I just had so much fun with that one, and I'm really, really excited for this one. For Arctober, they have multiple different bingo cards that you can kind of use as you like. I am actually going to be going with the easiest one, seeing as how I only have one arc to really complete at this moment. But luckily for me, this book can complete mini prompts on this. Even if I didn't know what this book was about, I definitely would have requested it for the cover, so cover request right there, obviously that free space. And then also, I'm assuming this also has LGBT plus rep, seeing as how the first book was a male-male romance. I will put all the information for that readathon in the description down below if you are interested in partaking, and I will include the Google Doc which has all of the different bingo boards if you want one that's a little more difficult than this one. Along with that readathon, I'm also going to be partaking in Halloweekend, which is hosted by many different booktubers, all information in the description. This is basically a readathon which is taking place every, I think it's like Thursday night to Sunday night, every single weekend throughout October. Sounds like a great time. My hope is that I can try and get one of these books knocked out every single weekend, so I'm only going to be focusing on the main prompts. Now, first up is a host's favorite. Every single one of the hosts mentioned 5 recommendations in their announcement video. I'm going to be reading Confessions by Kanae Minato. This is a translated thriller that I've been hearing a lot of positive things about. I believe it's this woman who is a teacher, and she teaches at like a middle school and is accusing some of her students of actually killing her young daughter. Sounds like it's gonna get pretty dark, but I'm very excited for this. I have heard lots of positive things, and translated works is something I don't read a ton of, so I want to try and start dipping my toe in that area a little bit more. After that, the next prompt is a book that has a Halloween word in the title. I went back and forth on this one a lot, but I think I'm gonna be going with The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. This was actually the September pick for Jan Agaton's book club, but the live show will not be happening until Sunday night, the first weekend of October. If this goes how I'm wanting it to, I should have this book read by that live show. This is a Carrie retelling, and honestly, that's all I really want to know about it. It sounds fantastic. I'm so interested. I've loved Tiffany D. Jackson's previous work. I know she can definitely do some pretty dark stories, and I'm really intrigued to see her doing this with like a paranormal element. All of her works I've read are contemporary settings, so I'm really intrigued to see how she does with that. Next is a favorite subgenre that either fits under thriller or horror. I'm gonna be picking up The Chalkman by C.J. Tudor. This is shelved as a psychological thriller many times on Goodreads, so that's something I do really enjoy in thrillers that I'm reading. I've heard positive things, but I've also heard not great things about this, and I'm very intrigued to see where I fall. You're following a group of kids who had this Chalkman figurine they would always utilize, and then at one point they found a dead body or something with that figurine next to it, and now you're following them in the current timeline where they're all adults and another body has been found with that same symbol on it. Something like that, I guess. This is pretty short. I've also got the audiobook, so again, hopefully I can work through this in a weekend. Next up is a book that has Halloween vibes, and I am going to be going with Nomen Omen by Marco Bucci. This is volume 1, Total Eclipse of the Heart, and I'm sorry, just looking at this cover, do you not get Halloween vibes? I believe this follows a young woman who was in some terrible accident and she literally does not have a heart anymore, but is still living. Sounds creepy. I'm really into it. I've been wanting to pick this up for a while now. I think Josh bought me this for my birthday last year, and I'm so excited to finally start into this series. Finally is a book that blends genres, and for that one, I'm going to be reaching for a book from the stack. Thankfully, Al picked None Shall Sleep for Me by Ellie Marney, and I know this is set in like, 1982, so it's kind of like a historical YA thriller. Historical thriller. That's our two genres we're going for. Plus, you know, any doubling up is greatly appreciated. Okay. So that is it for Halloweekend, but of course, me being me, it's also spooky season. I've got to partake in one more readathon at least. So the next readathon I'm going to be completing prompts for is The Haunting of Reader's House, which is hosted by Books and Bops. I'll put a link to all that information in the description down below as well. Basically, they came up with this really fun interactive idea where every week you're trying to read as many books as possible to help your team make progress through this haunted house. Yeah, we're getting like little releases of characters and different story to go along with it as the month progresses, and I just think that's so fun. There are a lot of prompts with this, and honestly, given the books I have right here, I think I'm just kind of going to work through it based on what books I'm reading and what prompts they can fit, because a lot of these can fit many of the prompts. So this is going to be more of a make the books fit the prompts as I go. Finally, I do have one more book that I'm going to be reading. It's not a book club pick and will not be used for a readathon, and that is Faking It Under the Mistletoe by Ashley Shepherd. This is a holiday romance, if you couldn't tell from that title. And basically, I think this girl ends up agreeing to be her grouchy boss's fake girlfriend for a holiday party that the two have to attend when he finds out his like ex-girlfriend, ex-fiance is going to be attending. Definitely sounds like a bit of a Grinch and Buddy the Elf combo. I think I initially put this on my TBR because of Kirsten at Kirsten's Corner, and honestly, it does sound pretty entertaining, even though fake dating isn't really my favorite, but I'll admit, lately I haven't had too bad a run with that trope, so hopefully this won't burn me. I think this is actually a indie published book, so I guess that also kind of helps with my goal of trying to read from indie publishers. I have to get this read for a video in December. Okay, so this, oh wait, I'm missing one. Okay, so this is our TBR. Fair amount of things. Oh, and I have an ARC and a book club read. Okay, yes, this is not just our TBR. We got 2 more books. Hopefully we can make it through. I'm very excited for spooky season. Let's go. All right, y'all, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have all my socials linked in the description if you're interested in keeping up with what I am reading. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!